Alright, so Fuwa is coming out in a few days, and as I said before, I'm extremely excited for this game. I've been watching as much content for it as possible, and I've probably seen every video that's out for Wuthering Waves. But naturally, with me watching all this content, it makes me think what I'm going to do with my own account. Now, it's going to be a 100% guarantee that I'm going to get YINLIN because that is my most anticipated character for the game so far, but I don't think I will be getting Calcharo. Let me explain. Now, Calcharo is a very strong Electro character, and he is the main DPS for the Electro class as of right now. And when paired with YINLIN, does a lot more damage. If we look at YINLIN's outro skill, as we can see here, Electro damage is increased by 20%, Resonance Liberation, so the character's ultimate, damage bonus is increased by 25%, and this effect lasts for 14 seconds or the character exits. So what's pretty much going to happen here is what you can do is use YINLIN, do her abilities, use her ultimate, and then once that outro skill happens, you'll be able to switch into Calcharo. And now Calcharo is going to be able to use his ultimate and such, and I believe his stance switch or his ultimate lasts for 10 seconds, so that'll be way more than enough time for you to actually use that increase in electro damage as well as the increase in your resonance liberation state or your ultimate, which is the 25%. So it works really well for those two to play together. However, as we know, power creeping is just a thing in gacha games that is going to happen. It's inevitable. For Wuthering Waves, I feel like it might not happen as fast because of how the game plays. And I said this in my previous video with PGR, which is also a game that was done by Kuro Games. Characters don't get power crept so fast in that game. It does take a decent amount of time for a specific character to get power crept in most situations. And I feel like that trend is going to kind of come over to Wuthering Waves as well, because there's a lot less opportunities for a specific character to get power crept. However, one of the first characters that is going to get power crept is going to be Calcharo, for the fact that one, he is a standard banner character, and two, he is a main DPS, or at least his kit is built to be a main DPS. And oftentimes, once a new DPS character comes out, the previous main DPS is obsolete at that point, because Calcharo doesn't bring anything to other characters in the form of buffing like how YINLIN does. Now, YINLIN does possess the potential to output a decent amount of damage. It may not be as high as Calcharo, but it is still a decent amount for her to operate as a main DPS if that's what you needed her for. Just because a character can do multiple things does not mean that they can't do a specific thing, you know what I mean? Just because her outro skill gives a buff to the next character that's coming out, onto the field does not mean that she can't be that main DPS herself. So I feel like if you want to look out for the future of your account, it might be best to try to get more of the support type characters rather than the main DPS characters, which is also why I'm skipping Jinyan, but I'm not really a fan of Jinyan, how he looks and how his effects look and stuff like that. It is definitely cool, but it's not quite my style. However, characters like YINLIN are more my style, just for obvious reasons. Now, there are a lot of characters that are already in the game that we can see from here. As you see, we have like Danjin, we have Encore, we have Jianxing, Verena, Taoqi, Sanhua. You know, we have a lot of different characters that are in the game. And in order for me to pick a specific character that I know I'll be happy with that will also help my account in the long run, I'll need to know what characters I get in the first place, right? So as we know, we get Rover, we get Chixia, and we also get Yang Yang. And from what I heard, it happens pretty fast as well. Not to mention, we do get Senhua. As we can see here from the login event, we just get her straight off the bat. And we also get Yan Wu after completing whatever challenges are needed there. But not only that, we also do get the 20% off Novice Convene. Convene is just their fancy term for the banners. So we do get the 20% off here. And although this is a random character, I already know I'm going to get Jianxin. I don't know what I'm saying. But not only that, this is still speculation, however, but Shinya, which is someone who's been covering Wuthering Waves pretty well, did release this tweet saying that it was allegedly on their website for a few minutes and then was taken down. So, you know, this may be a thing. There's a pretty good chance this is a thing, and I'm betting on it being a thing, but we don't know. You will get to choose what standard banner character you can roll on after the Novice Convene. So you'll just be getting 2 5-star characters in a sense, not including Rover. So I'll just roll with the punches, whatever I get here. I think I'm gonna go with Jianqing. I feel like I'm saying it wrong every time, and I'm saying it slightly different each time, but I still feel like it's wrong, whatever. And I'll be getting Jianqing just because she's a really cool character. I love how she looks, how she plays, and the arrow element, in addition to being able to group up enemies with her resonance liberation, is honestly just a really nice thing, especially for multiple enemies that you're going to be fighting in like the open world aspect. I know with some of the harder content there's going to be single target bosses, and when I get to that point I'm just going to rock with them. I'm going to roll with the punches, do whatever I can to get through that. But as for right now, yeah, I'm definitely doing wife over meta, and I'm going to go with her. I'm going with Yinlin. But as for Calcharo, I just don't see him being good for my account in the long run. And not to mention, what I've been hearing, what I've been seeing, is that Roper is actually a really good DPS character and does a lot for the team. And he also has this slow ability that lasts for 3 seconds for his outro skill, so it's really, really nice just in the first place. And in addition to that, Danjin is a really strong DPS. She might get her multipliers changed a little bit, maybe a little weaker, maybe she'll stay the same as a pretty strong 4-star unit. So there's a pretty good chance that we're going to get her. I really do want Alto as well. And I actually skipped out and talked about Yanwu. Yanwu actually has an ability here, Blazing Might. This is his Resonance Liberation, and it says that he awakens Power of Thunder, providing the lightning infused status for all characters in the nearby team. That lasts for 10 seconds. Now, I'm not completely sure if I'm reading this correct or not, but if we go into his passive skills and we see lightning infused, the basic attack has its range increased, the heavy attack is more rapid, and dodge and counterattack causing electro damage, and the ability to reduce the resonance of monsters is increased, and that last part here goes for all three, the basic, heavy, as well as the dodge and counterattack. There's quite a few buffs here, and if I'm reading this correctly, all of that is going to be applied to the other characters once he uses his Resonance Liberation, and it'll be that way for 10 seconds. So I could be using Yanwu and then switch over to Yinlin, and she'll still get, you know, some extra damage and some extra buffs from Yanwu. And then from here, although we're not getting the 20% electro damage, we'll still get the increased liberation damage once we switch over to Rover. I feel like it would work out until other characters come out. And I know there are some other characters that will be coming up that's absolutely insane. We have seen some pictures for 2 new characters. One's Jinshi, and I forgot the other one's name, but those are really, really cool. But that's pretty much why I am not going for Calcharo, but I will be going for Yinlin, and how that makes sense. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe. As soon as Wuthering Waves is out and ready to play, I will be live streaming right here on YouTube, so make sure you guys subscribe. And if we get to 100 subscribers by the 22nd, I'll be doing a BP giveaway for any of the subscribers. So one of the subscribers, I'll be doing a BP giveaway. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you all for watching. My name is Topi, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.